Welcome to your science quiz. Let us test your knowledge today with these quick questions for 10th grade students. Get ready to begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of The Explainer. Now, before you just sit back and relax, I actually need you to lean in for this one. Do not treat this as a typical passive explainer where you just listen to me talk. Today, we're putting your knowledge to the test with the Ultimate Science Quiz Challenge. We've pulled real questions from high school board exams and elite science quizzes to see just how much of your foundational science knowledge you actually remember. It's an active learning challenge, and you are the main contestant. So grab a mental scorecard or an actual piece of paper and let's get ready. Okay, let's dive into this. Here are the ground rules. First, I'll read the question and the options directly to you. Second, the moment I finish, your clock starts. You'll have exactly 15 seconds to think, shout out your answer, write it down, and basically lock it in before the big reveal. And third, whether you get it right or wrong, we're going to learn the science behind the answer right after. No cheating, no pausing, just you against the clock. Ready? Round 1, Physics, Forces, and Energy. Starting off with question number 1. What is the fundamental difference between mass and weight? Your 15-second clock starts right now. Think about the units of measurement for a little hint here. All right, just 5 seconds left. Lock it in. Did you get that one? So mass is basically the actual amount of matter in an object, and it remains completely constant no matter where you are in the universe. It's measured in kilograms. Weight, however, is a force. It's the force with which gravity attracts that mass. Because gravity changes depending on your exact location, like, being on Earth versus being on the moon, your weight is absolutely variable. And scientifically speaking, weight should actually be measured in newtons, not kilograms. So give yourself a point if you nailed that distinction. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the visual puzzle we have here. We've got 3 blocks touching each other. Block A is sitting at 303 Kelvin, Block B is at 304 Kelvin, and Block C is at 305 Kelvin. Based on the principles of thermodynamics, what is the possible direction of heat energy transformation between these specific blocks? You have 15 seconds. Tick-tock, time is almost up, and time. Let's look at the solution. The fundamental rule of thermal energy is that it always flows from a system at a higher temperature to a system at a lower temperature. Pretty simple, right? Since block C is the hottest at 305 Kelvin, heat's going to flow out of C and directly into both B and A. Furthermore, since B is hotter than A, heat will also flow from B into A. It's literally just nature's way of trying to balance the scales. All right, moving right along to question 3. Have you ever looked up and wondered, why do stars twinkle in the night sky, but planets absolutely do not? Remember, planets are way closer to Earth than stars are. Your 15 seconds begins now. 3, 2, 1, let's see. The answer is all about refraction and distance. Stars are incredibly far away, right? So they act as tiny little point sources of light. As that single point of light travels through Earth's turbulent atmosphere, the constantly changing air layers continuously refract or bend the light. That makes it look like it's shifting in brightness and position, which gives us that classic twinkle. Planets, on the other hand, being much closer, act as extended sources made of many points of light. The refraction of all those different points essentially averages out to 0, giving planets a steady, non-twinkling glow. Let's move to and see how this builds. Round 2, Chemical Reactions and Elements. Question 4 is a true multiple choice classic. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth? Is it A, gold, B, iron, C, diamond, or D, quartz? 15 seconds on the clock. Go. Okay, lock in your letter. If you shouted C, you are absolutely correct. Diamond is the hardest natural substance on Earth. It earns a perfect, top-tier rating of 10 on the Mohs hardness scale. And it's so hard because of its extremely rigid 3D lattice structure, where every single carbon atom is strongly covalently bonded to 4 others. Fantastic job if you got that one right. Brace yourselves because we're doing a rapid-fire true or false round. I'm going to give you 3 statements to evaluate. Number 1, gold and silver are highly reactive. Number 2, ionic compounds have low melting points. And number 3, pure water has a pH of 7. You only get a single 15-second countdown to evaluate all 3 of these. Clock starts now. And time's up. Okay, let's grade your answers. Statement 1 is completely false. Gold and silver are actually at the very bottom of the reactivity series, which is exactly why they don't tarnish easily and why we use them for currency and jewelry. Statement 2 is also false. Ionic compounds, like your basic table salt, are held together by incredibly strong electrostatic forces. It takes a massive amount of heat to break those bonds, so they actually have very high melting points. And statement 3 is true. Pure water sits dead in the middle of the pH scale at a perfectly neutral 7. How did you do on that rapid fire? All right, let's make a comeback if you struggled there. Round 3, biology basics. Here is your scenario for question 6. A patient is rushed into the ER after a bad accident and desperately needs a blood transfusion. The doctors simply don't have time to test the patient's blood group. Which blood type is known as the universal donor that they can safely administer on the spot? 15 seconds starting now. Time is ticking. And stop. The life-saving answer here is type O negative, because O negative red blood cells completely lack A, B, and Rh antigens on their surface. The recipient's immune system literally won't see the incoming blood as a foreign threat and won't attack it. This makes O negative an absolute lifesaver in emergency trauma situations when cross-matching blood types just takes way too much time. Let's stay right here with human anatomy for question 7. Which part of the human digestive system secretes hydrochloric acid? Is it A, the stomach, B, the pancreas, C, the liver, or D, the gallbladder? Don't let the other organs trick you. 15 seconds on the clock. Lock it in. The correct answer is A, the stomach. Your stomach naturally secretes strong hydrochloric acid, creating an incredibly acidic environment with a pH sitting around 1.5 to 3.5. This acid is totally vital, not just for breaking down complex proteins in the food you eat, but also acting as a primary defense mechanism. It basically kills off harmful bacteria and pathogens that might have hitched a ride on your lunch. And now we've reached the final challenge. This is question 8 for all the marbles. We're testing a fundamental constant of the universe here. What is the exact speed of light in a vacuum? I'm looking for the standard rounded number we generally use in physics, in kilometers per second. Your final 15-second clock starts right now. Just 5 seconds left. Trust your gut. Time's up. So the crucial point is the speed of light in a vacuum is approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. If you actually wrote down the super precise 299,792 kilometers per second, go ahead and give yourself bonus points for sure. It's a number that literally defines the vast distances of space, the behavior of time itself, and anchors Einstein's theory of relativity.
And that brings us to the end of the challenge. So, how many did you get right out of the 8 main questions? Whether you scored a perfect 8 out of 8, or maybe you found some surprising gaps in your knowledge today, give yourself a massive round of applause just for participating. Gamifying your active recall, forcing your brain to retrieve information under a strict time limit, is scientifically proven to be one of the absolute best ways to cement facts into your long-term memory. So here's my final thought for you to chew on. If the universe is governed by these incredible interconnected rules, what other mysteries are hiding just out of sight, waiting for you to learn them? Keep exploring, keep testing yourself, and keep questioning the universe. Thanks so much for joining me on this